Hello and welcome to Pocket Cast 1 year anniversary episode. I am Fletcher and I'm joined by Ed.
Yo.
And together we form the greatest retro podcast.
Objection! That's some bullshit cap right there, son.
I've got some evidence to support this.
Oh, okay.
So, take that. Look at these numbers.
These numbers, bro. Okay, my bad. Maybe we are the single greatest retro video game podcast to ever exist.
Objection!
What the fuck?
I told you couldn't trust this man and that he was spineless. And thus, I have proved that my case was solid.
What?
You've got no backbone.
I've got no back, bro. I got like a little backbone. I got baby back.
All right, that would be your name in this game that we played, which
Baby
was
back.
Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Baby Backbone. Your
Baby
first name would be Baby, and your last name would be Backbone, and you'd be like a business-looking man.
Okay.
But you just have like really baby face, like super, like just
So my
a baby's face on a big man.
Oh, so
Maybe even at
boss
one point,
baby, but like with a full,
but like a full
body.
man's
Yeah,
body.
okay.
Yeah,
A proportionally
absolutely.
sized baby face, or like
Yeah,
just
proportionately.
All right,
like,
fair.
Yeah, like it's on the face. Yeah, I can picture them drawing that up.
Yeah, not one of us probably. I don't know, but you've been pretty handy with your little.
Not us. No, I'm
Okay,
saying
alright.
the artist of the game.
Oh yeah,
They
that
would
would make
they
way
would
more
full
sense.
dive into that. They
Full
would they
dive.
would love that idea. You'll see it on the next Phoenix Wright game.
I fucking hope so. I fucking loved this game, bro.
I said something about wanting crack vibes in the last episode,
I remember that.
and man, did I get them.
Yeah, dude. There's some over the top personalities in this game.
This was, if you've listened in the past, this is Hotel Dusk
Ooh.
meets attorney, the Birdman Attorney at Law
Oh, sure.
TV show. Like this is Adult Swim version of Hotel Dusk.
It is a little racy at times. There are some of the things said are, and the different. Well, that's what happens when you try to play God, Fletcher, and I'm throwing shit over on the
let
table.
the chaos happen. I, of all people, should know that.
I was thinking it was like Hotel Dusk meets Professor Layton.
Yeah,
Like such
And-
Layton-y vibes. I think I want to say the gameplay to an extent, I suppose, but like also I felt like dialogue-wise there was just a bit of edginess to it. Although in Professor Layton, it's obviously much more PG. I think.
yeah. I was gonna
There are some dark undertones, but they deliver them Disney style.
see, and that's where I went into this game, kind of knowing what to expect a little bit,
Yeah, I had an idea.
but then I went to it kind of knowing what to expect a little bit, but then I did not expect the adultness of this. I thought this was totally a kid's game. This
Yeah.
is definitely not a game I would give a kid. There's TNA, and there's a lot of gruesome talk.
It's. I mean, it's still all pretty PG.
It is. I mean,
Like, there's no swearing or anything, but like sometimes the subject matter or the way people are represented.
tits are out, dude.
There are mad titties in this game.
Mad big titties in this game.
It's fantastic.
It
Actually.
is a nice. It's a really like compared to what we have played. It is a nice. It was refreshing. It was to have a little eye candy. Like I was telling you before, it really made me be like, man, if I was fucking 15 or 16 playing this game, Rule 34 all day, dude. They build the characters
yeah.
well enough too that you really sink your teeth into them.
Oh, I would
titties.
absolutely. Yeah, no, I would absolutely take advantage. We should later take advantage. And
Absolutely.
Just, market research for the podcast. Yeah. You know what's hilarious is I thought that the formula for this game we've 100% experienced before, but it's on a specific website and it's a Flash game, and it's probably like a slightly porno-esque, like eSIM dating,
like underground.
Yeah, dude. Like back in the day, like that's kind of got the same vibe. The subject matter is obviously different
because it's just a talking simulator. Is that what you mean?
100%, yeah. And it's like you have to go to certain places and hit certain conversational points, and then and then you have your trial and testimony and all that shit, which is its own kind of little pocket of gameplay. But yeah, it's just a talking sim, but it's entertaining as fuck.
It is so entertaining. I played this game so much, and I just wanted to play it more. And there are some games that we've covered, games that I enjoy, games that I've played in the past, and I know I like the game, but it's a chore-ish to play it. I don't want to. There's certain things. I'm just playing it to play it.
Yeah.
This game was like when I'm at work, I'm thinking about getting off work and playing this game. That doesn't actually just go for this podcast. That goes for video games. In a long time,
that's fair.
I have not had that feeling of like, oh, I can't wait to go. Like, I fucking love playing Far Cry with you.
Mm-hmm.
But the game is like, I don't know, it's the same fucking game we've played for like 3 years, right?
Sure.
But this game had me wanting to come back to specifically play this game, experience the game, find out what's going to happen next in the case. Because the funniest thing is that you are a lawyer who is, I thought, getting into this game.
Mm-hmm.
Now, mind you, we have been exposed to media, and we already know about Phoenix Wright. Sure. And so I think of him as a legit lawyer.
Oh, okay.
But you take over Phoenix at the very beginning of his career.
Yeah,
and
dude,
he is
fresh-faced.
just as lost as you are.
Oh, bro.
I didn't expect all of his like facial reactions of being like, "Oh fuck!" I thought he was going to be really cold. I thought he was a cold character.
Like
a
cool dude.
Yeah,
not a cool dude. Very awkward.
Fucking awesome. I love it. He's so relatable.
Honestly,
great 24-year-old. I thought he was portrayed very well. Like, there's a comment made about him being 24, and I mean, it makes sense. You're just coming out of law school, probably around 24, 25.
Sure, that tracks, I think.
And
I know they go to school for a long fucking time.
You're probably scared shitless. Like,
oh, dude, your first court case, dude. I mean, like, everybody's got to have a first day of work sometimes, but I feel like doing that in court would be like, oh, this is a little intense.
Well, in Phoenix's case, it's his best friend that he's defending, Larry Butts.
Dude, what? Okay, the fucking names of people in this game are great.
Detective Gumshoe.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what a fucking character he is.
Dude, he grows on you so much. The first case, I
hate him. I was like, this stupid ass idiot character who sucks balls and is just dumb for the sake of being dumb.
Just this dumb cop character that just gets in the way.
Yeah, and it's mild disclaimer. If you thought that this game was gonna like have any accurate reflection on a real life scenario for a court case, the roles of the specific people involved in these types of proceedings, be them police officers, detectives, lawyers, judges, it doesn't matter. This is kangaroo court. Okay, like you're a lawyer who's out there like honestly straight up committing crimes and like tampering with evidence and crime scenes and just there is short of in name, there's zero correlation between real life court and investigation stuff and this game, but it's fucking awesome, and I'm here for it. It's so wild.
It fucks with your head so hard because even coming from like, I like the show Suits. I probably watched a good few seasons of Suits, and even I thought that the rules of court in this game were ridiculous.
Literally kangaroo court, dude.
It is nuts, man. Like, I was like, I have to assume that my knowledge of court is pretty fucking far-fetched. It's all based on either television or my personal experience in the court system in a small town, which is definitely not how it wasn't a court there's no jury or anything involved. I'm just getting fucking charges pressed against me by the state. It's not anything like that. So my imagination of it, because of TV, it's already ridiculously out of hand. And yet this game fucking makes that look realistic.
Oh, dude, so the judge is it's so everything is so arbitrary, dude. It's basically like a battle of wits between you and the other lawyer, and the different NPCs will come in and they'll give their testimony, and like the whole gimmick of court is they'll give like a 4 or 5 panel conversational piece, like one sentence at a time, or they'll say like one thing at a time and you cycle through them, and then that's their testimony, and you have to try to match it to evidence that disproves or shows a contradiction. And like sometimes it's really obvious, like I was there at 9, and you're like, well, I had this piece of paper that said the thing happened at 9:05 or some shit. And then other times it's like you just randomly reveal a new piece of information about a specific thing you had in your court record inventory that was never said before, and it's a gotcha, and you're like, what the fuck?
I just got baited. Like I didn't what? Like what? How does that disprove me at all? He had secret evidence.
Yeah,
like,
there was a lot of guessing at times, but some of them were easy.
Well, some of them though, the way it would trick you, because you would think you would use rational thought on this fucking court case.
No, it's kangaroo court. You can't.
I'm bringing up some evidence that would make sense against this person. I wish I could remember the exact example, but probably the first court hearing. There's 2 different things that I could have chosen that would have both. He fucked up twice on his testimony.
Right.
And I have 2 different pieces of evidence for it, but only one of them is what it wants you to choose. And the other one is just wrong, and you lose a point. There was a couple of times where I lost enough points that I was starting to stress.
Yeah.
Because you're close enough to the end of the trial, and you're like, I don't want to start over.
Yeah,
man.
dude. Or like, okay, so in this second one, right? So you have this receipt that the victim wrote in blood the name of her sister.
Dude, I think I know exactly what you're gonna say.
And just randomly, and you only acquire so many pieces of evidence that you can reflect on, and like they have like a 1, maybe 2 sentence blurb that describes them, and you're basically just as close as you can, hopefully, compare what is said in these testimonies, which gets revised endlessly. They're just like, oh, sorry, I misspoke, and then now you have to disprove something else. But you only have so many pieces of evidence. And
Miss April May.
Oh, dude, she's just like, look over the receipt, and then your character just flips it over, and it's the details on the receipt like disprove, and it's the case closer, and then you're like, what? I've been waiting to use this the whole time.
So I'm curious, because did you think, because her name, the lady who is involved in this whole scenario's name is April May, Miss April May.
Yeah. She's the hot slut secretary that's like wooing the court with her titties and eyelashes.
Absolutely. And she is too. Like anytime she is in trouble, all of a sudden her fucking tits pop out. Like there's like 5 different animations that they draw for these characters.
Right.
And one of them is just like her just like arms crossed, kind of looking normal, and then the next one is just like
full on like elbows touching
behind.
Like,
oh yeah, she's got her kitty cat face going. Like,
yeah, dude.
Fucking. Anyways, Maya is the chick's sister. The victim's sister is Maya, and Maya's name is written on a receipt. So, if you look at this receipt, the A is a little weird.
Okay, sure, I remember.
So I'm thinking she's writing the name of the killer, May.
Oh, and then dies after accidentally just only writing her sister's name?
And then someone comes in and adds the fucking A in.
Oh.
Nope, that's not why she wants you to look at the receipt.
Well, and I think it's revealed, although never like clarified in court, but there's like a side conversation where it's like, no, you idiot, like the killer wrote her name on the receipt to frame her.
Yeah.
But then I'm also thinking like, well, but also like this, like a little bit of forethought, and like, before she dies, she could have realized like, oh, this receipt will actually like prove. I don't know how the fuck. I don't fucking.
It doesn't.
know.
Yeah.
But it was dumb. I was so annoyed. I was like, that's the linchpin for
like
this case.
Because, yeah, and I guess I don't want to give away spoilers in case you haven't played this super old game, which is kind of funny because I have listened to a podcast talk about this game. I remember specifically listening to that episode because it was a game that I thought I would never play. I remember playing it when I was younger.
Yeah, same.
Thinking this isn't for me, and never coming back to it. And then like seeing it enough, going, okay, I at least want to hear about this game because it's obviously earned some respect, and I want to just know about it. So I think I might have caught some spoilers on it.
Okay,
but
that's too bad.
I was gonna say one of the nice things about our podcast is you probably will never get spoilers from us.
Very rarely.
99% of the time, we do not finish the game.
Truth. Yeah, you're welcome, guys. Honestly,
yeah,
like, that's our gift to you guys.
It really is.
We're filling an entire hour, sometimes more, on about maybe 20% gameplay.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
On this one, I definitely got 3/4 of the way done because I was almost done with the turnabout Samurai.
Yeah. That's the one I had just started. I straight up thought I finished the game, and I was really pumped. And you can ask Alyssa. I was like doing fist pumps in the air. And I was like, suck my dick, Fletcher. And I legit said that out loud. And then it was like, because it said the end.
Yeah, the end of that
of the chapter episode or whatever.
Episode.
Yeah, well, yeah, I knew. I realized that now because then it was like next chapter, and I was like,
I'm curious too how it released because this is actually a GBA game.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it released in Japan on the GBA.
Damn, I didn't
First
even look it up,
releases in America on the Nintendo DS.
Huh.
That's just something I fucking knew. I think probably from listening to that podcast episode. I had to look it up to double check, but yeah, that it is.
Well, and I think if I really like thought about it at all, I probably could have figured that out just because of when I was thinking of like when I remember first hearing about it was honestly back in the GBA days. Not that the DSs were close behind, but
right.
But yeah, no. I guess I just didn't really. I was just like, yeah, we're playing an NDS game, and it's this game, so NDS original. I do that a lot, and then I look it up, and it's like, nah, this was the PlayStation game. And I'm like, of course it was. Yeah.
I mean, I consider it an NDS. I guess not an original. You can't say that, but it's
when I think
every
of it,
game.
When I think of the DS, I do think of that
well,
title similarly to some of the others that we've played and talked about.
And here's the thing: this game continues on the DS for a while. There's at least
they've got a few. Yeah.
There's also a cross game between this and Professor Layton.
Fuck off! Seriously?
Yeah,
dude. What?
Yep.
Bro, is it on the DS?
DS or 3DS? I don't remember, but I believe it's one of them. We'll cover it. You know what? Well, it's like there are games that I want to make an exception for. We're at the year marker.
Yeah, we can do whatever the fuck we want.
I want to make room for certain things.
Yeah, dude. You want to cover a Call of Duty game that's not like Warzone? Fuck, I'll do a Warzone episode with you. I don't fucking play that game.
Yeah, right. Like there's certain things that I think we can either make a special side recording of it. We'll do like a
Patreon only release.
We could do Patreon only, or we can just have some random extra episodes that we can throw out there for weeks where we're gonna fuck up.
Sure. I like that idea.
I do also
do a double recording.
Maybe do it for a Patreon. We joke about it a lot, but maybe why not?
That would be the biggest joke of them all, is if we actually set up a Patreon.
And then like you'll never know if we're actually joking or not.
We could just subscribing is free, but you have to pay for individual pieces of content. $50 paywall.
Is that how OnlyFans works?
35-minute little webcast of Pocket Cast.
Yeah, no, I don't like it.
I hate it.
Yeah, I'm with you. But yeah, so it'd be nice to have it to throw in for like sick days, basically.
Oh, dude, yeah. When Pocket Cast is feeling a little down and
ill, or needs a little extra 2 weeks to finish the game. Shit happens.
Shit do happen.
I'm surprised. This is episode 23.
Yeah.
Should be episode 24 at our year mark, right? Because we do 2 episodes a month.
Abouts. Usually.
I mean,
but that's not bad.
Yeah.
Well, it's not too shabs.
There we go. We're close to the mark. So I think we're going to keep an ear out for that. Right, maybe we'll have some fucking special episodes that we throw in there. Yeah. And yeah, there's definitely some 3DS games that I want to cover. And if you're gonna be getting one, I know you.
Yeah, I was thinking.
Did you pull the trigger?
No, not yet. I'm still like on the fence because like I do want to go 3DS, mostly for like play comfort, just because I feel like those are so much easier to hold on to, and I've got the analog stick.
Right. I hate the analog stick.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of for playing DS games.
Okay, that's fair.
Because they don't. I think with Dementium, it works pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of games where it kind of ends up fucking you around a little bit.
Oh,
Because,
that sucks.
you know, it's expecting D-pad input, and you're giving it a...
Yeah, that's fair. Well,
But I hate to crush your dreams on that. There's
well, I'm
still
also
a
worried about
D-pad.
the stretched fit for the just for the visual too.
Yes, it kills me. I don't know if that's just the XL or not.
I wonder if there's I wonder if there's some aspect ratio or something that you can toggle.
There's not.
Fuck.
Yeah, I looked high and low.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. God damn. Yeah, see that's my struggle, and I don't want to drop like $500 on DSs.
Yeah.
I mean, I do, but like
Over time.
if even.
For the collection.
Plus, we were talking about getting new fucking
New recording
audio
shit.
like equipment and shit. Oh, we about to pocket cast be balling. Hit that Patreon, please.
We did do the Patreon. It was a joke, but now we really need it.
No, it's for real. We're in dire straits.
Great band. Great soundtrack in this game.
Dude, a bop. That's all I can say. Everything was a bop.
Everything fit the tone so well. Like whenever you move from scene to scene, this is an adventure game, right? As well. This is like an old school adventure game. Yep. You're going from scene to scene and clicking on things and trying to interact with everything.
You gotta examine some shit in the background.
To everyone. Try to just fucking do everything you possibly can with every item and see what interacts with what. The music in those games, a lot of times, because of their age, I think, mainly. I haven't played newer adventure style games. I've only played like King's Quest and a couple other old ones.
Sure.
The music cuts weird. And
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
You know, and like it's like the song starts because the song restarts because you've gone to a new scene. Mm-hmm. But sometimes that's a weird transition. These all transition so well somehow. And I think it's because every time you're investigating, it's chill. So it's always pretty.
There's like different tempos for different whatever you're doing and shit, and they kind of keep the same.
And they do a great job of controlling your feelings. You know, when you're in court or investigating and things are fucking like picking up, like oh shit, everything's starting to add up. The music is going higher and like boom, 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 boom. It turns more into techno
dude,
kind
you're just
of
like
music.
kind of getting amped up and shit. Yeah, dude, it was a roller coaster, like back and forth between stuff and because I like under the hood, there's not a lot technically happening in this game.
I mean, it's like I said, I feel like each character has a handful of poses and faces that they've drawn for them.
Yeah, super simple and mechanically, there's just not a lot happening, but you get so much out of what's available, and like the writing is maybe a little hokey at times, but it's good. And I think it's done intentionally. I don't think it's not lazy necessarily.
No.
But it keeps you hooked, and it's just ridiculous enough that you're like, that's not how I saw that going. Because there are definitely some things where I'm trying to kind of peer down the line. You know, I'm like, ooh, well, this evidence hasn't been relevant all the way up until this point. Like, I'm pretty sure this is where it's going, and I'm gonna like, boom, I got this fucking evidence, you know, or whatever. And then you get there, and it's still not relevant. It's something totally else, and it's just like, what the fuck? Just throwing you curveballs left and right, and it's charming all the while.
Yeah, I love the way that it leaves you in the trying to guess what's going to happen and always leading you astray on what information it gives you.
Yeah.
And as you said, the curves that it sends you on are just fucking wild. The very anime in that flavor.
Oh, yeah. It's just off the wall shit. You can never really, yeah.
You just started the chapter. There's an old security lady and oh my fucking god, she is hilarious. It is such a change in their writing when they bring her in.
Interesting.
I don't. You gotta keep playing it just to experience that.
Oh, let's not
Good call.
Yeah, that would have fucked shit up. Yeah.
Is that a collection of GameCube games you have sitting in there, Ed? In this purple thing
in this
right
purple,
here?
yeah, dude.
Can I look at this?
This is So remember,
Yeah.
Mike sent over the the Moran heirloom GameCube collection, but forgot to send the Wii and the fucking controllers to play them.
Judge Dredd, sweet. Some of these are mine.
Yeah, they're. I think definitely. In fact, that was the joke because I think you let me borrow a bunch, and then they got mixed in with my shit, and then I mailed them out to him a couple years back.
Yeah, I'm so happy about that.
Hold on, you can hold on, like pull yours out for sure, because I think there's another. Yeah, there's another one.
Another one?
Oh yeah, this one's to
you
the
are
max,
just-
dude. It's
you're
busting at the
melting
seams.
my heart right now.
Yeah, this one actually has some Wii titles in it.
Okay, well,
but
none of the
it's-
Wii ones are mine.
It's mostly GameCube games in here. Let's see, we got. Ooh, this one's for the Wii. Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 2. We got 000 Nightfire, Splinter Cell, Chaos Theory. 2-part disc. Or 2-disc game, rather. Mario Party 4, classic. Wii Sports, nice. Super Mario Sunshine. On the which what?
Where were you? Let me see it.
I wanted to go through them too.
Oh,
Oh, Geist. That one's definitely you.
That's me. Yep.
I think I have 2 copies of Super Mario Sunshine. I don't remember that being a 2-disc game, so I'm pretty sure one of those must be yours.
No, I don't. I've never owned that game.
Okay, well then I have 2 of them. Burnout. I think that's you.
No.
No, shit. Go me. Super Monkey Ball 2. That's mine.
Oh,
Soul
yeah.
Cal 2.
That's
nice.
you.
Oh, Lord of the Rings Third Age, dude. Oh,
Is
that's
that-
a good game?
Is that the RTS one or the
Yeah.
not RTS,
Turn-based.
turn-based one?
Yeah, dude. That one is so fucking good.
I've
bro.
heard about that. I've never actually played it.
Tales of Symphonia. Was that you?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so.
I'm so happy to hear that.
Lord of the Rings 2 Towers. That was a fun one.
Tony Hawk's
Tony
Underground.
Underground and Underground
Yay!
2. That's you. Piano 3.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, buddy.
Man, I've been searching for these games.
I'm so sorry.
No, I'm just
Ooh,
happy.
Prime and Prime 2 Echoes. Twilight Princess. Xbox One Fallout 4. What
That's
the
you,
fuck?
dude.
Yeah,
That was
that's
like-
OG. Oh, another Twilight Princess?
Oh,
Did
good.
you have one?
Yeah, I have one too.
Okay, fuck
Sweet.
yeah. Medal of Honor, Rising Sun.
Yep, 2 of those.
2 Four Swords. So one of those must be yours?
No.
No, what the
Same
fuck?
for the Medal of Honor. This one's not mine either.
Jesus.
Whose games were you guys stealing?
Dude, I probably just do have duplicates because like.
I want
wouldn't put it
that
past
game
me.
again,
Yeah.
and one of the brothers have it. Yeah.
Ooh, this one. So Ocarina of Time. Is that? I think that might be the Master Quest version.
You have 2 of those too.
Yeah. Did you have 2 or another one over there?
So
This one
I
might be
think
the
this one
regular.
is mine.
Is that the Master Quest?
This is.
Because I definitely have a Master Quest.
You've got
one.
2 Master Quests,
Oh, well then one of those is yours, yeah.
but no, mine was the
Shit.
collection one where it's
Oh yeah, it's Legend of Zelda 1, Legend of Zelda 2.
2, Ocarina of Time, and Majora's Mask.
Was that one? I thought I had one of those too.
So, no worries. We can
I
always
don't give
forever
a fuck.
share it.
Yeah,
It's
dude,
like
I'm
that's-
fine.
I'm mainly stoked about
betwixt
some of the
this?
other ones.
This is a beautiful collection.
It is.
Honest to God.
Dude, I'm so
It's my
stoked.
childhood.
Because I'd found recently my GameCube, and I had no games. And I've been searching my parents'
Brother.
house for my fucking games.
Games. Dude, hell yeah, dude.
That's awesome.
Oh, man. And Alyssa got that SNES Mini.
Does that take games or no?
It does not.
Why not?
I think that's the whole thing. It's just a bunch of digitized.
I know, but why not?
Yeah.
I mean, if I
No, I mean, it's basically like a Nintendo-made Raspberry Pi with a sick case on it. And
Yeah.
like OG controllers that
Yeah.
are, I think, still maybe USB port. Maybe they're proprietary. I didn't look at
I
them.
think they're USB.
I think so.
Yeah.
It's definitely got the feel to it, though. But
That's
everything
cool.
looks crisp and clean.
That's
and it's
nice.
just, we just, I don't know all what's on it because I mean we were just smashing out some Super Mario World, and I'm dog shit at the OG Mario games.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I never played them.
I was gonna say, have you ever played them?
About it.
You ever played a?
I have played, yes, but I couldn't tell you which specific games or which specific levels. If I played them, I would recognize them. That's about it.
Yeah.
And it's just a spattering. Like,
because
yeah,
I know
crazy.
that was like as a kid, that was my really big, like, I remember feeling like just like a lot of self pride. And
Just ripping through those games.
not ripping through it. There's no ripping
Yeah,
through.
that's fair.
Maybe some of the some of the first levels,
Sure.
maybe, but no, those games get fucking hard.
Mm-hmm.
I still remember the last castle to get to Bowser, because every time you go into a different world, because there's 8 worlds, I think,
Okay.
and there's 8 sections to each world,
Okay.
and the each section is Bowser's castle.
Okay.
8. I think I specifically remember.
Oh, shit,
Is what
that
it
makes
is,
sense,
right? Yeah. So 8 is the last level, and
Man, that's a lot of levels for like. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
so at the very end, though, when you're in Bowser's castle, you have to do a pattern that you just have to figure out. And every
like this
time the
flame attacks?
pattern, no. I don't know how to explain this. The level
That's fair.
changes. So as you're running along, you can go up or down.
Okay.
And so you have to go down, down, up, and then you'll hear like a chime noise. So you got that first one right. So now you got to go through dodging all the shit and choose the correct path this time. So it's going to be like up, down, up.
Oh.
And you have to do that so many times, and then you get through to him.
Wow, that sounds.
And as a kid, you're just
annoying.
and you like I had no walkthrough or anything. I'm on like a
Sure.
family road trip. I'm on a fucking. I remember specifically, I was on a family reunion trip around like a cemetery or some shit.
Oh, that sounds weird.
I mean, it was like joyous, kind of. I don't know, or like maybe
Was
we were
like
just
somebody getting buried, or
no. It was a family reunion, and like we were in like the family like town, like where like it like
Oh,
everything started basically.
Damn, you got a family like town with a family cemetery.
Not a family. No.
Oh, okay.
It's just where the family is from.
Oh, a place called cemetery.
It's the town in which the family like originated.
Yeah, but where does the dead people come in?
It's just like, hey, some of our oldest relatives are buried here.
Oh, okay.
And we've got 12 people together, and so like they had a bus that they had like were using.
Okay.
And
I'm
we're
with you
driving
now.
through and we're just checking shit out.
Gotcha.
And I'm
I was a
fucking
little
back
hung
there.
up on the.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm with
So
it.
I'm in the back of the bus, just like on my fucking Game Boy Color, playing and trying to hear this fucking noise to tell me if I got the pattern right or not.
Oh God.
You only have so many lives until you have to start that world over.
Right. And then
So then you gotta go through from 8-1 all the way fucking back up to 8-8, and then try again at the patterns and hope that you remember them.
Yeah,
I remember beating him on that fucking van.
Oh no shit.
Bus thing, and like
I bet that was big.
yeah,
cheese
I was
feeling.
so stoked. I remember getting off that and catching up, like finding the cousins and being like, I beat it, and like no one fucking believed me. You have like a high score thing on the Game Boy Color one, so I was like, bitches, I
fucking did it.
I did.
That's fucking sick. Yeah, Alyssa's really good at the game. I am really bad at the game.
Yeah, if you grew up playing it, or like that was something my buddy Wes and I used to do was
That's dope.
play Super Mario World or Super Mario 3. And
Ooh.
when that becomes a daily, you're going through and beating the game every day after school, which is exactly what is like I'm sure people did when it was first coming out.
Ripping it so hard and you get through it and then you keep playing through
You
it.
find
and
out
you
where
just
all
know, yeah, that's fair. You
There's
can
a-
just go through.
There's a very famous Super Mario 3 speed run on YouTube.
Yeah.
I think it's like 9 minutes. It's like almost 10 minutes, but this is from back when you can upload a 10-minute. Like 10 minutes was the max.
Oh, sure.
So it's pretty impressive that the dude could do the speed run in. So we'd watched that a couple times, and we knew where certain warp worlds are. Like there's certain spots you can get where you can warp ahead,
oh,
and so
shit.
you can cut off hours, doing that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, that's sick.
Super Mario World though is a lot harder of
Is
a game.
it?
There's so much more. It was such a beautiful advancing because Super Mario 3 was the last title on the Nintendo.
Okay.
And then you got Super Mario World on the Super Nintendo. So
Damn.
that's your step from 8-bit to 16-bit.
Mm-hmm.
And so they added in Yoshi.
Yeah, dude, Yoshi is sick.
And there's just a lot more enemies. Like, they really fucking upped and changed the enemies a lot in Super Mario World. Yeah, it's a harder game. I'm with you. Like, I remember playing that with Weston because I didn't grow up playing those games. We had a PlayStation. And yeah, it was the same shit where I'm like player 2, just kind of like getting drug along.
Yeah.
I'll try to beat the level.
I'm dying and you're carrying me, and I appreciate you for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely. I did beat 1, and I was pretty pumped. It was like the Boo Mansion.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like those.
Well, okay, and to be fair, because there's a section where you go to a door and it just sets you back in the same screen, and it's basically whether or not you hit a punch block. I think, or am I saying that right? It's the little bubble
right.
that has the P on it.
Yeah.
I think that's the case anyway, and you just kind of have to keep running through the same door, but there's a pattern or a sequence or something, and then you can get either progress maybe or a vine will spawn.
Yeah.
The vine, I think it is.
Yeah, the vine does out of the cloud.
Yeah,
thing. Yep.
so
Or
she told me how to do it, but I still did it. I would not have figured that out.
No, and it's like everyone. That's how you learn, and that's the funnest thing about that game.
I will say I'm watching her play, and like, mind you, I know Mario, like
3D Mario.
I know 3D Mario, but I also like I've watched other people play like old school Mario games. I'm like, yeah, like I know it's a pretty straightforward game. Like, you can jump underneath and hit a block, or you hit the yellow ones for coins, and you can jump on people. I knew you could pick up shells and carry them and chuck them and bounce off of them and shit like that. I didn't realize there was a double sprint mechanic.
That is not necessarily in the.
Is that not in the OG?
What do you mean double sprint?
So on the old Nintendo controllers, so Y and X, both of them will have you run, but then if you hold both of them at the same time, you'll sprint. And so when you're like the little fox Mario, the one that can fly,
yeah. Once you hit that P,
you have to once you hit if you're just if you have like the feather upgrade,
okay, yeah,
then you do the double sprint and jump, and you'll like launch diagonally in whatever direction you're running.
Okay.
But like I didn't realize there was a double sprint. I didn't
know about that either.
It's the difference of like moving more quickly and like with your like Naruto running.
Yeah, but you can also just get that speed from just holding your run button long enough.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm just blind figuring these out, trying to like just monkey see, monkey do. I'm like, well, I just saw her do some crazy shit I had no idea you could fucking do. And like the mechanics in the level design is actually really like significant, and I didn't realize that like if you were to map out all of the different entry and exit points between the levels and how they relate to the other level, like it's complex.
It is. It's really cool because the exits, the side exits you can take, and then when you see it on the world map, of all of a sudden, boom, 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 this trail all of a sudden appears. And that's where we exit out into the side over there. It took me so long to appreciate that. And
it was. I'm impressed. It's pretty elegant too. In fact, like it's just super seamless. But I'm like, the replayability is here. The difficulty is consistent. So like you can do better and be better and get farther or discover more secrets. But it is a challenge at the same time.
Yeah, it's that perfect mix of challenging, rewarding, and fairness. Because if it was unfair, you would not come back to it.
Right.
It wouldn't be the name that it is.
You can almost always pinpoint exactly where you fucked up. You're like, I hit the wrong button, or I went left, should have gone right, or I knew I was supposed to crouch there, or whatever.
It's funny because if you look at Mario now, you don't think of like Mario is the face of Nintendo. Right. But Nintendo existed before to say that right. Nintendo existed before Mario.
Right.
And Mario also could arguably have said, you could say that he really helped save and bring back the home video game system. Because there's
insanely popular.
The whole thing about the huge crash and how video games almost went away that was a little overhyped. It's not totally true to that extreme.
Yeah.
But
it was bad. It wasn't that bad.
Right. I think that Mario, though, that game, it's all from that game. The first Super Mario Bros. 2D side-scrolling game that then goes on in 4 iterations to become Super Mario World. There's a reason it's so fucking good, man.
Yeah.
It's because it's like people love this game for a fucking reason. It's how precise, how great the jumps were. Because if you go back and play some games around that time as well that are platformers, some of them are
Game
too
and Watch
floaty.
makes me want to kill myself.
Yeah, that's a good bit before, I think. But
yeah, sure. But yeah, you like I know what you're saying. Like it is a clean. It cemented a lot of the standards in platforming games and in games in general.
Yeah.
That are just like these are just understood. Like you want to make a game, this is what you do.
Like hold the button to run.
Right.
Absolutely.
All kinds of shit. And I can never remember what it's called. But it's the principle of when developing a game, and you need to jump from ledge to a ledge. You have like that forgiveness zone where your character is actually able to, like, you put the point at which you would fall off the platform farther out than the actual edge of the platform, just to make, because you can't see your feet, and you want to not have people falling all the time or whatever the fuck it was. But I'm pretty sure that came out in the Mario era.
I'm sure. I would not be surprised.
I think it's named after the dude I think that implemented it first. And for all I know, maybe it was a Mario game.
Maybe his name is Mario.
Shit. It probably is.
Mario's a big enough company now. I mean, name, and has enough people working for Mario that there's definitely been some Marios that worked for Mario.
I had to have been, right?
Or worked on Mario.
Yeah, I'm Mario and I work on Mario.
Yeah, I worked on Mario Sunshine.
Mario's Mario. Dude, Sunshine was a fucking pleasure.
I've never played it.
What?
Yeah.
Well, you've got these fucking...
Yeah, we're going to have to sort some of these out at the end here.
I mean, I don't even have a system to play them on right now, so if you want to just hang on to them and sit on them for a little bit, go nuts.
Keep them, hit them for Ren. I promise.
Yeah, that is literally... That is both of our legacies combined.
This will all be yours someday.
Legit, dude. If those went up in a fire or something, I would legit be really sad.
Yeah, I would have I mean, I can't tell you how heartbroken I was just recently. I dug through my parents. They have this old coal room of just like storage and bullshit. And so I dug through it because they're out of town. And it's true. They fucking threw out a bunch of like hard drives, games, things like that. They were in this box and they just threw the box out. It took my mom a while to admit to me that was it. Because she was like, I don't know, I don't see it. And so I kept like going over and digging around for it. And finally she's like, yeah, I think we threw it out. Like she finally. So this week I went through and dug through, and I'm just thinking, I guess that my fucking GameCube games were in that box. So I'm very happy to see.
Oh well, I'm sorry that I put you in that position to begin with, but I'm glad that I could also.
No, I'm glad it worked out.
Bring joy back into your life.
Because between the time of you acquiring these games from me and now, I would have lost them. as I did my entire CD collection.
Oh yeah.
How do you lose that?
I don't.
I also like to think that maybe I just threw them out. Maybe I was like, maybe I went through and I pulled out all the savable CDs and threw the rest out because they were all so scratched.
That could be.
That's what I like to think, but that's hundreds of CDs.
Yeah, I still feel like you would have been like, I can't
because then I could use the CDs to now look them up on Spotify and have them forever endlessly. It's sad.
It is sad, dude. Losing any collection that is reduced to nothing, or it's hard, man. You start to really take ownership and pride in your collection, and then Like I used to have so many fucking books.
That's
I
not
literally had
ownership
a
or
study
pride, I
full
don't
of
think.
books.
Mine is terrible memory. And when it comes to 100 CDs or more, you can't blame a guy for not remembering every CD that's in there. And so then it's just nice to have it to look at and be like, oh, yes, that song or 2 songs on that CD, I want to put them on this playlist or on this mixtape. It's nice to have for that kind of thing.
Sure.
I've never held on to a book collection. I'm sure I have some books that I've held on to.
Yeah.
But I've always just given them out. I always hand them away. I never gave a fuck about a book collection.
Speaking of lending out books to your friends, is it when the hula girl sings?
How the hula girl sings.
Girl sings. Ugh, Joe Mino. I thought I had lost the book, so I ordered a replacement book. I found the book.
Did you get an actual replacement or did you get a second edition?
Oh fuck! Well, that I don't know.
Does it look the same as
it looks? One? It's hardcover with the same.
Okay,
book
then
sleeve.
Yeah, it's the same.
Okay. Yeah. I was like, oh, I didn't look. It looked to be the exact same edition.
Second edition is not as good.
Oh, really?
They cut some parts out.
What?
Definitely censored this book.
No.
My cousin and I read it together, and he read. We didn't know this at the time, so he was reading that version, and I read the one that you are reading. And after a while, we finished the book. All right, let's talk about it.
Sure.
And he's like, "What the fuck are you talking about? That did not happen in this book."
Damn. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. I will absolutely double check, but I did find the one you actually let me borrow.
Now you have.
So yeah. I'm reading. I'm going to start over. Excuse me. I'm going to start over and reread it again because I made it. I feel like I made it about halfway through. I think it was, and I remember for the most part, as I recall, everything that had happened. But I still want to experience it through.
Redigest
and
it.
Like normally, I probably wouldn't because I've had it for 2 years.
Have you?
Longer?
I thought it was less than that.
I'll take that. That sounds good to me.
I thought it was probably around the same time as the podcast.
Shit. I mean, might it have been?
Don't know.
Yeah, man, I don't remember.
You'll have to let me borrow one of those copies.
Yeah.
So I can read it while you're reading it.
Hell
yeah.
Yeah.
What's funny is I am also reading his first book because Morgan is reading his first book.
Ooh, what's that called?
Tender as Hellfire.
Tender as Hellfire.
Fucking great name.
It is pretty fucking good. Hellfire. Tender as
Hellfire.
If you say so.
Like that is just it's a good book. That's a book I haven't read since I was in high school, so it's really funny to reread it and experience it from a totally different perspective.
I would be interested to see how reading his work, his early original work, compares to how the hula girl sings. That was just a mouthful for me. It's such a digestible read. It's pretty easy to read through. It's not complex. It's not.
You don't get caught up on words. Yeah.
For sure. But at the same time, the subject matter is eerily, completely dissident to the flavor of the words you're actually reading. And it's unsettling at times.
That is a great description of it. Yeah. Because
it's almost like
you're reading
a
about
5-year-old recounts a extremely traumatic experience that they had, and you're like, oh fucking shit. Okay, wow.
But it's also kind of wrapped in a joke.
Yeah,
but
dude,
a really well told joke.
There's some very interesting layers to be extrapolated out of his writing, and I enjoy it.
It gets more because hold on, actually, I need water. I can feel my mouth.
I can also feel my mouth.
Yeah, it just grows in layers. I think Hula Girl is relatively early on in his writing career.
Okay.
I want to say it's second or third book.
Oh, no shit. Okay.
And then later on, you have something like The Great Perhaps that has 4 or 5 different stories going on
Oh,
at
shit.
the same time that are all kind of interconnected because it's all about a family.
Okay.
And that's where you were talking about, where it's kind of like a kid talking about something really traumatic that happened to him. And
Yeah.
I said, but kind of wrapped in a joke. That's how I think his writing grows, because Tom Waits was actually quoted on this about one of his songs, where one of his most popular songs is kind of a joke song. But if you were to just read the lyrics
Yeah.
as a poem, it's an extremely sad story. And the only way to tell it, though, and make it digestible, is to put it in a really comfy sounding piano with a goofy vocal behind it to make it a laughable story. But if you actually, because he doesn't change the lyrics at all,
Sure.
it's just that the way that he delivers it makes it, you can take it as a joke and listen to it and laugh. But if you sit and actually read the lyrics, you'd be fucking depressed.
Jeez.
That's a lot of Joe Mito's writing.
Yeah, no, I think that's very accurate. It's an interesting read because it's heavy, but it's also light. But that almost weighs on you more, and it's just uncomfy at times.
Uncomfy, absolutely.
Especially and I like how the book opens. Page 1, I'm like, oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, we're straight into it. But like, what a hook.
Yeah, I mean, I can still picture that scene the way that I pictured it when I read it.
Same.
Over 10 years ago.
Yeah. It is. It's dark, man.
Thick, yeah.
It's heavy, bro. That shit sits with you for a minute. I was reading it like before bed, I remember, and I was just like, "Damn, this is a heavy read before bed." God damn.
Yeah, it is.
But it's a heavy read in the morning.
It's heavy to read at any point in the fucking day. It's gonna be ready. Fucking put on some Johnny Cash and read that book.
Oh God.
Because that's the whole thing. A lot of references in that. There are a lot of references to Johnny Cash songs in that book.
Yeah.
It was at the very beginning. I think it says something about it being dedicated to the depression, to Johnny Cash and the depression of the Midwest, or something like that.
It's such a it's a thick small town story that's just rife with shit. But it's a raw story too. It's cool.
I always think that after reading his books and other books too, but his book specifically, the way that they just deal with characters, they kind of change the way that you look at strangers on the street. You're less judgmental, almost, maybe, when you see someone in a rough looking spot.
Sure.
Because you think of all the backstory that would go into that right now, to get to that right there.
Yeah, and that's the hard part about being surrounded by people, is you lose sight of that pretty easily. And it's just like, it's super hard to just conceptualize all of these people as individuals. That's so much to consider. Like, Jesus Christ. My life is complex enough, let alone 20,000 other people.
I have to. If I don't do that, man, I would go fucking nuts at my job. I would hate everyone so much if I didn't have to continually.
I think in general, like for anyone, I think that's how that works. If you detach yourself too much, then
you're just gonna
say bye-bye to humanity, I guess.
Yeah, just fucking being a fucking dick.
Oh, man. Just hating everything about everything all the time. I mean, yeah, that sounds like me. I hate everyone for the most part. People suck.
Yeah, man, you gotta project either a story onto them or try to figure out, remember there's a true story behind it.
I mean, I feel like I do pretty well with giving people the benefit of a doubt. It's the people where it's, I guess, like, I don't know their story, but like, this person sucks every time. Consistently, like, that wasn't a bad day. This person sucks.
It's that I try to practice consciousness, and there's a lot of different schools of thought that I like to entertain. None of them that I necessarily truly believe. One of them that fucks with me a lot is the idea that you are everybody, and you are experiencing all of these parts of you, so that you can learn to better yourself as a whole. It's a much deeper, it's like, I don't know if it's like a God breaks itself down so that way it can, then that's becomes
Sounds like
humanity.
you've been listening to Ween recently.
I am the
hippie. Dude, what is that one Ween song? It has that like that cut. It's maybe it's an edit. I don't know. Like if it's like a track from something else, but it's this voiceover that like plays throughout the intro, which is significant. There's something about being in trees and shit.
I don't know if I've made
Some
it.
hippie shit.
I don't know if I've made it this far into Ween's discography to hit that.
I will have to look it up and send it to you because like this song exists for me forever and always. And I very clearly remember the first time I experienced this song, and it was powerful.
I don't think this is some hippie shit. I think it's rooted in some like Hindu shit or something like that. I think it's some Eastern philosophy type deal.
It probably has threads all over.
Right. But
I just wanted to bust your balls for sounding like a hippie.
The thing about this idea, right, that you are experiencing
right
these shitty people so that you can see these shitty parts of yourself, it's wrong, and it can't be, because some of these people are just mean.
Yeah, there's just some cocksuckers out there.
Yeah, it's like, no, that doesn't quite work. It doesn't translate well because of like how fucking, because maybe it's also the job that I work in, right?
Sure.
But
you see some people at their worst.
Fucking,
but they're everywhere.
And sometimes you see people at their worst, and then they come in sober, and they're still their fucking worst.
They're still their fucking worst, bro.
There is no better. There is no best or better. Maybe one day long ago there was.
Sure. Before love smited them.
Grow up.
Yeah, dude. The number of people out there that can't get past themselves, infuriating. Just absolutely aggravating. Like, can the rest of us also just be adults? Like, I feel like I spent a significant amount of time in my life, especially recently, like in the last decade, trying to become an adult, like a reasonable, decent, like well-rounded, functional human.
And then you run into a 40-year-old.
And then it's just like, yeah, you guys got to stop? What the fuck?
Yeah, Gen X. Like, you guys didn't even have it that fucking bad. Calm down.
Dude, that shit drives me nuts. That shit drives me so very nuts. I'm like, we just have half the population, it feels like, or more at times, that just gave up at 20, and they're just like, I don't need to mature beyond this point. I don't want
to. Take me as this is who I am. I fucking hate that. That is the worst.
How the fuck are those people succeeding in life? That shit annoys the crap out of me.
Because none of it matters.
Yeah, I know. Everything's arbitrary. It's all a system of lies. Participate or die, motherfucker.
Or make a podcast.
Yes. Welcome to our heavily politically charged retro video game NDS podcast. Feel our rage. What generation are we?
We're the millennials.
Are we millennials?
We are.
Feel our millennial rage.
Yeah.
We're angry about everything.
I got so pissed the other day. I heard some guys talking shit about like younger people, these like high schoolers probably, and like the music that they're listening to and all this shit.
Dude, but like for real, music, fuck off. But the high schoolers scare the fuck out of me.
I don't. They don't bother me one bit. I think we've had this conversation on here. What I was gonna say about it though is I forgot.
Oh, I'm so sorry to have done that to you.
It's okay.
I do want to clarify. I'm not like actually like I'm not like worried that a high school child is going to inflict some actual harm upon me, because I'm not going to get into it. But just like we just have an army of idiots running around.
Always have, always will.
Always have, always will. I just feel like the decline I've seen, particularly, and I don't want to open the whole can of worms right now, but I'm very specifically talking about our education system. Not that it's terrible everywhere.
I remember where I was going with it.
Oh, let's hear it.
I thought they were talking about me and my generation.
Oh, so you took offense. That's fair. I would have too. I'd be like, then I also would like look back at like my high school class, and I'd be like, no, all of the people that were voted to succeed. Well, I would say half of them actually did.
You went to a charter school.
Yeah, again, it's just a public school. It's just a specific type of public school.
It's not the same.
It had its own curriculum, but otherwise it was a public school, brother.
But it's not the same. It's not the same.
We just had Latin.
It's not
and
the same.
Spanish.
Yeah, it's not the same comparison, dude. We just had Latin. That's fucking
yeah.
Gentrified yuppie ass. Get the fuck out of
I'm
here.
not gentrified.
You took a Latin class in Colorado. That is like the
I've been
definition.
homeless. Okay, I'm not gentrified. I just play the game now. Sometimes when I have to make money, I play the game. The rest of the time, I'm still a degenerate. All right, fight the system, but I'm still gonna pay my taxes because nobody fuck with the IRS and get away with it. I had thought of like 18 segues to go back to the game throughout, like call it roughly the latter half of what we've just recorded. And I wanted to, but I was also having a lot of fun talking about whatever the fuck we were just talking about. It was great.
It was a blast. You could have just said objection at any point.
Oh, that would have been really good. Have kept up with a theme. That would have been, man, a more intelligent man, perhaps.
Not us.
Yeah. Well,
something I want to cover before like we move past it.
Love it.
I have a list here of the names of the characters.
Oh, nice. Okay.
First one I want to go back to that just like it's the first episode. It's the first part. Like it's your tutorial trial.
Sure.
With your best friend
Larry
Butts. It wasn't until Detective Gumshoe fucks it up and says Harry Butts.
Harry Butts. Yeah.
I was like, that's fucking hilarious. And all of a sudden realized that every name was some kind of fucking some play on shit. Frank saw it.
Frank saw it?
Yeah.
What?
Saw it.
Saw it.
Frank saw it.
I forgot about that.
He saw it. I saw it. He was like,
Frank
right?
saw it.
Saw it.
Dude, that's ridiculous. I love this game.
Dick Gumshoe. I mean, that's not even.
I love that one, dude. And that guy sucks, but you are right. He does grow on you because he comes back, and I kind of like.
He's kind of an honest, good detective, man.
Yeah,
I like
a bit
him.
of an adult.
No, your rival.
Edgeworth?
Yeah, he just made me think of you. Like his name just made me think of you.
I fucking hated that
Miles
guy.
Edgeworth. I was like, that should just
what a
be
bastard.
Ed's nickname from now on.
No.
Edgeworth.
Edgeworth?
Yeah. April May. I said that one already.
Yeah,
what
April
a terrible name. And April May's boss.
Dude, Mr. Red White.
Red White, who owns
Blue Corp.
Blue Corp.
Oh, I fucking hated that.
And he's just
bag.
the biggest asshole metrosexual fucking like.
He's too big for his britches.
Oh, dude, he had all those.
Like to be fair, he's kind of like he's like a true kingpin. Honestly, he was.
He really was.
He was an idiot, and he would always make up words to like make him sound like extra pretentious.
Like he thought he was smart, but he thought he was just the dumbest
Idiot.
fucking dude, just making shit up, and it worked for him somehow.
It was really, I will say, as annoying as that like final court case was, because of how many times like his testimony was revised, and it was just every time you think, oh, I finally got him, and it's just like, nope. I'm like, this is bullshit. I definitely have this like proven. What the fuck?
And he just like got the fucking everyone on his payroll.
Because he's paying everybody off or blackmailing everybody. It was good though. It was good watching him get his. Was honestly like satisfying as fuck, even though the rules were a bit fucking janky.
Oh man, it's so unfortunate it doesn't have this lady's actual name on here. It's a security lady, but her last name is Old Bags.
Old Bags?
Bags.
Old Bags?
Yeah.
That's her name?
Yeah, it's her last name, yeah. And then there's another guy whose name is Will Powers.
Will Powers. Dude, cool. I love it.
And Jack Hammer.
I love that. Yeah, absolutely, Jack Hammer. Dude, what the fuck?
They fucking killed it with these names.
And Phoenix Wright, what a weird also name.
Yeah, that one's not a... I mean, maybe there's a Japanese
sure, there
translation that is missed on us there. I mean, he rises from the ashes of his...
Being a shitty lawyer hood.
I guess, yeah.
Sure, yeah. He is just a
and
little
on the
fledgling lawyer boy just working his butt off to fight the opposition and
also
stake a claim.
Be a detective, basically.
Essentially, yeah. The rules are unlike roles are a bit flimsy in this universe. But
the only way to prove that your client is innocent is to find the murderer.
Literally, like you can't just prove that they didn't do it.
No, you have to solve the case for
You
it
have to-
too.
That's the game. Yeah, so a little bit frustrating at times because you're like, nah, that's not how this fucking works, dude.
No, but it made it so much more fun. What else?
Why
would you
is
do?
the attorney telling the judge to revise the witness's testimony? Like, what the fuck, dude? Yeah. But fun ass games.
Fucking amazing.
Hilarious.
I can't wait for the next one to come up.
Yeah, that'll be a good time.
It will. This is when I'm finishing. I'm so close to the end. I feel like I've got to.
Yeah, it was what, 5 episodes?
I think
so.
So I wanna finish round this one out. I'm so curious to how this case ends. It'll just sit with me for far too long.
Right. I know. And I've started the 3rd episode like 5 times, and I'm like, I want to know what's going on. We never talked about it, and I want to squeeze it into the very end here. The single greatest save feature in any game I've ever experienced in my entire life. You can save the game anytime. It doesn't matter. Granted, you have to save and close the game, but you can literally like be in the middle of a dialogue at any point in time and just hit the start button and save the game. And it saves it instantly.
But it saves it from the chapter beginning.
No, you can load the start or chapter start. Or from your save point or chapter start.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm dead serious. At any point in time. And so I would just pick up and play it. I'd be like, and then like, I'd like have to jump up and do something. Just save it, boom, set it down, keep going.
Man.
Yeah, dude.
That would have changed my experience. I didn't know that. I thought that you could really only save at the beginning of the chapter or when it would
does give
it gives
you
you those
prompts.
pop-ups to save.
Damn.
That's what I thought were your only save points.
There was a random tooltip, I think, at some point that said you can hit start at any point and save the game.
I
And
know,
that's
I'd
the
seen
only,
that.
like-
I'd seen that, but I was like, okay, a lot of good that fucking does me, dude. Well, I can save at any point, but it's going to take me back to the same.
You could literally do it in like the first 3 seconds of a cutscene at the beginning of a chapter and still load from there.
Oh, my.
It's ridiculous.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, very primo.
Shut the fuck up. I'm so mad right now.
Watch the next title that we play on the venture not have that at all, and you just have missed out entirely.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but for what little bit of gameplay you have left, you're welcome.
Thanks.
I am glad I brought that up. Shit, I was gonna text you about it too at like early, like day 3 of the week,
so funny.
to just be like, how good is the save feature?
But like, what are you talking about?
Next time I
right.
will, even
Like,
if it seems.
I would have thought that you would have been like just saying, I like the pacing of it. Like it really makes you kind of hooked in for this amount of time.
And I do like that. I've struggled to like have because you don't really know how long a certain something's gonna be.
You're right, yeah.
And sometimes it's much longer. Like that second chapter for me just went out forever. But I also struggled with some of the testimonies getting.
Yeah,
whatever.
I'm with you.
But at first I didn't realize you could save whenever, and so I was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna struggle to." Even though I'm emulating it, like I'm gonna struggle to like be able to figure out how to allocate enough time without it timing out or the game shutting off or whatever,
I ran into that.
But then once I figured that out, I was like, oh, well, I could literally consume this in 30-second chunks if I wanted to. Like, that was cool. I enjoyed that quite significant.
When I had ran into the issue of, I think maybe my cat getting on my computer and shutting it off, and thus losing my progress and having to backtrack a bit, I was actually juggling between running Temporos on RuneScape.
Nice.
And clicking through the dialogue and everything.
Hell
Like,
yeah.
click, click, do my fucking task. Click, 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 doing my task.
Hell yeah. It's paced so perfectly. It's cool. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
So I know we had already picked a game for our next deal. But talking about it, I'm wondering if you want to play the new Super Mario Bros.
Ooh. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would be super down for that.
Yeah.
Honestly, the other game that we had talked about, which I won't mention now because it'll be a surprise for later.
Yeah, because I
do actually still want to play
I do want to play that
cool.
one. Like normally when I've
Hidden
said
gem,
this
I
in the
feel.
past, it's been like, this game sucks. I don't want to play it. But no, it was just talking about Super Mario. I'm like, this is a great game.
Yeah.
This new Super Mario Bros, dude. This was one of the first games that I got on my R4 back when I first got an R4.
Okay.
And because I had thought, I remember really enjoying this game on the Game Boy Color, as we were discussing. And I was just always hesitant to buy it. A Mario game's a Mario game's a Mario game.
Sure.
Not true.
Really?
They fucking... So, there are now... We see... There's what? Super Mario Bros. Wonder? Is that what it's called? That just came out? That's the 2D one. And I think there was one on the Wii U as well.
Okay.
This was kind of the resurgence of 2D Mario.
In the more like modern landscape after
Yeah.
they kind of split to 3D.
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay.
And
Fuck yeah.
Fucking does it beautifully.
Hell yeah. I'm super excited about that actually. Okay, let's do it.
All right.
Yeah, fuck the other idea.
Yeah.
Until later.
Until later.
We'll do that one.
Definitely keep that one on the side.
Hell yeah, I'm excited. Okay.
Yeah. I'm super stoked. I'm Fletcher. This over here is Ed.
Yo.
We are Pocket Cast. You can reach us at pocketcastpodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on Instagram, Pocket Space Cast with an exclamation mark. Same goes for Facebook. And I just want to say thank you for listening, for hanging out with us for a year, or for a couple episodes. Either way, thanks for being here for the celebration.